Hello, Nadine. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of Key Chats. I can't believe we're in the double digits.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty crazy. So my partner in crime, Kahleigh, she is the K of the Key. I am the E. My name is Emily. And you, our listeners and lovely friends, you are the Y of the Key Chats. So thanks so much for tuning in and supporting us through this. I can't believe it's June. And yeah.
You know what that means?
What
It's officially time to start listening to Christmas music.
What? Okay, explain immediately.
You're 6 months, halfway there to 12. And so you're ready to go. It's Christmas time, baby.
Oh, I've missed you. We've had too many episodes without both of us.
Have you ever gone camping in July?
Yeah.
Christmas in July.
Yeah. So church camp, I always went the same week, and oftentimes it overlapped with my birthday, which is coming up. Cough, cough, hint, hint. And part of one of the days of that week would be Christmas in July.
See, it's the best day of the year. One of, besides regular Christmas.
I prefer my birthday.
Which is what the day is again?
July 1st. It's a Thursday this year.
Perfect. Well, I'm not moving that day, so I'll be here. Are you having a big giant party? Like with 35 people?
No.
Are you going to have a bounce house?
I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm doing like a small thing with a couple friends. And then I'll probably do something in Gloucester. I don't know. So my birthdays have, not to like be dramatic, but they've kind of been massively disappointing for like several years. Because anyone whose birthday is near a holiday, like a majorly celebrated holiday, you will feel me on this. Because pretty much everybody already has plans, or they're out of the state with like family or something else. So I've like literally had birthday get-togethers where no one has showed up before. So I try to not have my hopes up. Ironically, last year at the pandemic was one of my best birthdays that I've had. We had a socially distanced circle time with my friends in my backyard, and like people brought their own drinks and snacks, and we just hung out, which is like my favorite thing. So
that's cool. I love that you have a little backyard. I wish I did. I have nothing.
I love it. And we were having a massive rat problem.
No.
And it seems to have been resolved. We had an exterminator come, and he kind of gave everybody in the building like a talking to, because there were a lot of bird feeders out and stuff. And since then, I haven't had any mice. I haven't had any rats run in front of my feet anymore. Because we've been pretty much avoiding the backyard, and we would spend a lot of time out there. Because I have Genevieve home with me, we would, for like lunch breaks and stuff, we would go have picnics when it's nice outside, or like play soccer or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to like fight a rat.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like a good time.
No, but it's pretty much resolved, which is really great. So we've been spending more time out there, which is nice. And I set up my little deck. I have my grill set up, and I put lights up this year, which I haven't done before, but I've wanted to. So you'll have to come over so I can cook for you, and we can like chill out. And because my deck is on the 3rd floor, and it's just it's very small, but it's like my happy place.
Yes, I love having a deck. I haven't had one in this apartment, but my old one I did. But what kind of lights did you put up?
Like the Edison light bulbs.
No.
So like round, and you can see the filament.
Yes. Okay. I love those. Oh, Edison. Oh, like the scientist guy?
Yeah, like the guy who invented the light bulb.
Is that really what they're called? Because that's such a good name. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I had bought a couple strands months ago, and I had put them all up in my living room, and then it just was like too bright. And I bought indoor outdoor ones. Mm-hmm. So then they're super breakable though. So at least the kinds that I bought. Like, yeah, so much shattering.
Where'd you buy them?
Amazon.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah.
I see those everywhere, but I always think they look so easily broken because they're like super clear. And I'm like, that's very fragile glass.
Yeah. So this is definitely a look but don't touch situation with Genevieve.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the light bulb anyways will do it for her, but the fragileness of them.
The wiring and like the thing that actually holds the bulb are really sturdy. It's just the glass that's not so much. So just like don't drop it 10 feet.
Yes.
When you're trying to put it up on your ceiling, and you'll be fine.
Yes. Don't
basically don't be like me and it'll be okay.
What are you drinking? This yellow drink that you have?
Oh, yes. So vodka.
Okay.
And orange juice and a polar seltzer aid that is blood orange and lemon flavored.
It sounded really summery. This is water.
But in a very fancy cup.
I got this from the Dollar Tree, which is actually where I get most of my, what are these called?
I don't even know. My brain is dead.
The word for the plates and the bowls.
Kitchenware?
Yeah, the I get most of my kitchenware from Dollar Tree because like whatever, like it breaks so much with having little kids that I'm just like not spending a bunch of money on a good set.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But other than my fancy glassed water, I have this drink. What is it? American Session Beer, Notch Zwickel beer. It has a rooster on it, which is what attracted me to it. By Notch Brewing Company.
We're doing so well.
I know. I quit.
They're in Salem, right?
Notch Brewing. Oh, it's in Vermont.
So why did I think
that Orlando was the capital of Florida?
Okay, so regarding last week's episode, I just want you to know I had a lot of self-control to not put editor's notes in the show notes.
God. Yes.
And be like, by the way, this is incorrect.
Like when you texted me and you're like, fun fact, Tallahassee's the capital of Florida.
I probably came off as such a jackass.
No, seriously. So what you don't know is that was actually a whole entire segment of the episode that we went and tried to name all 50 states. And then like after we gave up, which was after about 8, we like went on to capitals.
I had one of my teachers in high school. I had him for 2 years for social studies. Had him for human geography and then Euro. And he was obsessed with geography. So if we finished his lectures early, we would do these like map tests on his smart whiteboard. And it would say like, it would name either the state or the country. And it was like whoever identified it first or like did it the fastest would win. And I remember we had a test that was a blank world map and we had to name every country. So,
yeah, no.
Which is probably, so we can all thank Mr. Lawler for me sounding like kind of a jackass and know it all when it comes
it's good. Geography. Yeah, so I mean, when we have history lessons with B, we can go over geography too with Emily. Yeah. And I'll teach you guys about pop culture. But not anyone's names. Just what's on TV right now.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Thomas was trying to think of Austin, Texas, when he was trying to think of like the really liberal city of Texas.
Yeah. Yep. He was. It
was like so much approximate knowledge. I was like, oh, so close.
It was really just a guessing game. It really showed the flaws in our upbringing. Like,
no, it shows, to me, it feels like it shows how niche your interests are. Because I feel like my interests are a little bit more broad, and like the only reason I know about Austin is like I've been following people on Twitter from like their blogging days that live in that area.
Let's switch roles for a week.
No thanks.
You just have so much fun. You'd be like, this is a vacation. We wouldn't switch kids, just our activities.
I feel like I would get so overwhelmed because when I play video games and suck, I feel so dumb.
I feel like I would need to take pills to make my brain smarter because I saw Amy Farrah Fowler, who is from Big Bang Theory. I forget her real name. She advertised for them on TV, and I was like, that's a thing. Sign me up. Brain power pills.
Like, I need that.
I think there's something else I need to quit inhaling first before I start taking something to make me smarter.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, you could start with a B12 supplement, vitamin B12.
I actually have been thinking a lot lately about starting up some vitamins because I'm doing like really good with the little tiny habits that I've been trying to slowly develop every day. Like starting with like, you know, washing your face, whatever, like little things like that. Supplements. I've been thinking about taking ones because like my nails are so fragile and they're like so kind of denty. So I think that's showing an insufficiency. Don't tell me all the insufficiency I probably have. I'm just going to talk to my doctor and be like, tell me what supplements. Or even, I don't know, have you ever tried one of those kits that they like, you take a test and then they send you something based off of your answers?
I haven't done those. I've considered doing the 23andMe one, the genetic test. Yeah, but it's like the privacy stuff around that kind of freaks me out a little bit because they do, if you get the bigger one, part of the full package of results is the celiac gene. So I've wanted to know if Genevieve has it, because if she does, we have to get her tested every couple of years. But if she doesn't, then we don't have to worry about getting her tested. But like insurance doesn't really cover genetic testing like most of the time, or you have to like fight. I don't know. It's just, I don't.
Hopefully one day.
I just really like don't want to deal with it. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nails are really thin, so I can't give you any advice on that, which is why I currently have fake nails.
Which I really love. I really am getting like hot mom vibes.
I was going to pick a different color, but I picked the wrong kind of polish at first. I picked like regular polish, and it was this like burgundy iridescent, like in the light it changes color pick kind of paint. And then they're like, no, this is the wrong kind. And they didn't have the equivalent in the gels. So I was like, I don't know. So this, I would never normally pick a color like this, but I am trying to combat my internalized misogyny and embrace the fact that it is okay to be feminine. Yes.
That's a nice hot pink color.
It's straight up Barbie pink, and they're basically claws, and I love it.
Are you having trouble with any activities?
That would require me to do activities.
All right, that makes sense.
Although I did do a whole embroidery today, even with these, which was nice. Like very, because these are long.
Yeah.
These are like, they're not Maria level long, because I'm not a psycho.
Then it's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard to do anything.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I like the way it looks on me, but it's like a one night type of deal, and then I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is me. I can post a pic of my nails.
Yes.
For anyone who cares.
I will never post my little 12-year-old hands.
That's how my hands normally look. So I was such an idiot at the nail salon. At one point, the lady was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
"Why?"
Because she like told me to wash my hands, but I didn't see paper towels, and I didn't like, because COVID times. I'm like, is this like pile of other towels like a towel I'm supposed to use? I like didn't dry my hands. And she was like, why are your hands wet? And I'm like, I don't know how to be in society. That's like literally what I told my nail tech. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to be in public anymore. And she's like, yeah, I can tell, but that's fine. She started like dabbing my hands.
Just drying them for you. Oh my God.
Like, I just wiped them on my shirt, my tank top with Mount Doom and smog on it.
Is this your pre-COVID nail lady too, or just a new nail lady?
So I didn't get my nails done consistently pre-COVID, but when I would get them done, I would go to this salon because I really like the vibes of this place. Like, it's not too fancy. Like, it's not overly bougie, but it's not dirty either. Good. And it's kind of a nice combo. Like, the techs that I've had have, like, they'll talk with each other and they'll talk with you a little bit, but it's not awkward if you don't talk with them. You can kind of like zone out. But they're not like awkward about like when like you do have a conversation with them. And the guy that runs the place is just hilarious. He just like jokes with everybody all the time, and he's just like such a big personality. So it's cool. I like the place. Yeah. And they're not like overly expensive. Also, when the pandemic started, before people were like donating PPE to hospitals, they were like one of the first places that I saw locally that donated all of their masks to the local hospital here, which was just awesome. And that feels so in line with like the personalities of the people there, which is nice.
That's nice. Yeah, you got to have a nice personality in that business because you want those clients to like stick. Because when you find a good nail salon, you stay with that nail salon for years. Your whole family will go there. Like,
yes. Yep. I made the mistake of going to a different nail salon 2 weeks ago. And I was like, this was a huge mistake. Yep. What am I doing?
No, they don't know.
I was like, oh, this looks nice. And it's close. And I'm like, I'm going to drive 1 minute further to go back to my other place. I'm never going to this other place ever again.
No new things.
I'm all about that loyalty.
Yes, for sure.
We're not here for the money, though. We're here for the lulls.
For talking and to have people listen to us talk.
So thanks for being along for the ride for 10 hours, basically, of your life have been with us.
And we have like 6. I don't know what's our percentages. Do you know? I know it's 2% UK now.
Thanks, Judy. Shout out to Judy Nicholas. You're our UK listener. Okay, Judy was my best friend from the ages of 2 to 7. She's still very dear to my heart, but she moved back to the UK. So her family moved here for like 5 years for work. And then after first grade, they moved back to the UK, but we've stayed in touch. Like, we were pen pals for a while. Wow. Then we were like email buddies, and we visited each other a couple times. She actually studied abroad in the States during college.
Wow.
She came a couple months after Genevieve was born. So it's kind of cool because we've been friends she's probably my longest friend.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So she's our UK listener.
Wow. I feel like I have lost connection with everybody in my whole entire life.
I have to say, Judy's definitely carried this friendship a lot more than I have.
That's good. I wish most people would.
She remembers our birthdays every holiday. She like sends packages and letters, and I feel like a massive fail all the time. And anytime I get any like text, because we text through WhatsApp, or a letter or a package, I'm just like, how are there such good people in the world like Judy?
Gosh, where are they?
In England, apparently. I don't remember where she's living, although she probably doesn't want me to necessarily say the town that she's living.
Yeah, but that's really cool. But we have 2% in the UK.
Do we have some Canada now?
We have -1% in Canada.
How does that work?
Wait, maybe it was, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't negative. It was less than 1%. In Canada. So
they
listened
1 person in Canada for a moment, and then we're like,
next time we need to start with the Canadian national anthem. And then they'll be like, this is the
Canada.
That's
yeah, less than 1%. Cool.
That's fine. Canada, I still love you. I love a lot of your shows. Letterkenny.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek is Canadian?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love the dad.
So good.
I started watching it for one moment again. I watched like the first episode.
I love that show.
I really like David and Alexis because they remind me of, people probably won't get this impression because of the last episode, but like their connection reminds me a lot of me and Tommy's connection. But what are you watching anything new?
Good question. Oh, I just watched Bo Burnham's Netflix special, Inside.
Is that a comedian, correct?
Yeah. So fun. I can't speak.
Fun. That's going to be on a shirt. Fun.
Ironically, he grew up in the North Shore.
Oh.
And I haven't really engaged with his more recent content because his stuff back when I listened to him in high school is like pretty heavy on the cringe. Listening to it.
I feel like I've heard of him before.
You probably have. He wrote or directed, I think he probably wrote the movie 8th Grade, which I didn't see. But he's tall, plays piano, and does like comedy songs.
I like piano.
It was,
I'm sorry.
the special was so good. And it actually like addressed his earlier content, and he did all of this in the pandemic. Like he shot it himself, wrote it himself, like it's all in the same room, and it kind of, the way that they edited it was so good, because you just go from like we're gonna be okay to like manic depressive episodes basically, and it's like, this is like very relatable.
That's cool. We should post about it because that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It's called Inside. It's by Bo Burnham. And yeah, I really appreciated a lot of, some of it is just pure like for the laughs. It's just funny. But then he touches on some really deep stuff in there. Like he touches on mental health stuff. He also talks about like, I'm a white man in comedy in the context of a world that is super broken. Like, what am I supposed to do about this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was blown away by it, and I was like, I don't know if I should watch this. Like, kind of like, I don't know if I can co-sign on him, but he's clearly grown a lot.
That's awesome that you're saying this, because I think I remember listening to him like a few years back and feeling like not my style of comedy, but that you're saying that now, it's like, okay, I like when people grow and they show it. So.
Yeah, and he named it. Like the fact that he was like, yeah, I'm not like super proud of that stuff. Like he had made a lot of Holocaust jokes in his early stuff, and it's like, like in the mid 2000s, like you could get away with jokes like that, even though like it's inappropriate. But now it's like, oh, we really for surezies know that that's not okay. So I really appreciated that he named some of that, because that's how I was feeling, and I would like to think that I've grown as a person and as a consumer of content. Like I don't want to just consume shit because it's out there. Like I want to be a conscientious consumer.
I feel like I kind of see that everywhere, that everyone is growing in this same kind of knowledge. Like even myself, I look back on some of my old like Facebook posts and I'm like, I can't believe I openly said something so ignorant. You know, it's like something that I wasn't educated on, like that I shouldn't have been speaking about. And now that I understand more, it's like I don't feel that way, and I wish I had never said it.
I totally agree. There's so much stuff that I said and did in like middle school and high school that I'm like I wish I could take back, because I'm like, wow, I probably like hurt a lot of people's feelings around me, and I just had no idea. And like when you finally like feel like you have a voice, it's like, oh, therefore I must speak.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like the more that I learn and grow, the almost the quieter I am, because I realize how much I don't know with the more that I learn. But like, I've definitely had like very racially insensitive Halloween costumes multiple years. And at the time, it was out of a place of admiration and interest. And looking back, it's like, that was basically like a fetishization of these cultures and an appropriation. And that was not okay. That it straight up wasn't okay. And I didn't have the language for that at the time, or the tools. And frankly, like, our parents didn't either.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like not overly beat myself up about it, and just like trying to do better with like guiding my own child.
Yeah, that's more important. That, especially about your children, is like raising your children right, and to like really open them up to all these new views in the world, and like how things are now, and what's real and what's right and wrong. And
I feel like I'm just trying to like, one of my main goals as a parent is to not necessarily tell her what to think, but give her the tools to figure out what she believes, and to give her resources. And part of that is surrounding her in a community of people. Like, even though I'm a single mom, like, we have so many adults that pour into Genevieve's life. Because I'm like, I know there's things someday that she's not going to want to talk to me about anymore. But as long as she has someone that she can process this with in a safe way, that's a win to me. Parenting's hard.
I know.
Growing up is hard. Adulting's hard. I'm like, do I need to go on an apology tour about all the dumb shit I did growing up? But then I'm like, but I don't want to make it about me, because it's not about me. So I get in this like weird tension with myself of like, do I need to reach out to these people that I'm like, yeah, like, that was super not okay.
Yeah. Oh, geez. That's like a next step type of thing.
And I don't know what the right way to handle that is, because I don't want to make it about me as like a white liberal woman now, of like, I don't want these people to feel like they have to forgive me or say certain things so that I feel okay with what happened. Like, I was like super homophobic because like I was really evangelical, and it was like, that was just what we were taught. It's that like being gay and was a choice. First of all, it was a choice, and that it's acting on it is a sin. And I am like on the complete other end of the spectrum with that now. I am like, I will adopt all the queer babies. like so on the other end of that. But I know that I definitely said things that probably hurt a lot of people. So it's like, how to reconcile that, or just like hope that as we've all grown, that there's like some grace and understanding there. I don't know.
I think it's about just keep doing and learning, keep doing what's best for the now, and learning as you go. And if you ever do get the opportunity to come across that person in a organic way, then you can just do your piece. That's it. Like, I wouldn't reach, like you said, I wouldn't reach out to them, because then it kind of does make it about you and like wanting an apology. But like, if you ever do come across that person and you feel that's what you want to do, then that's the time. That's your spiritual given time to do it.
Like that divine
exactly
moment.
That's your connection. That's a sign.
It's so cool though. Like, I feel like being a mom, it has been such a gift for myself of like self-reflection and being super intentional about a lot of this stuff. Because I feel like if I wasn't in charge or responsible of raising another human, I probably wouldn't be having such intense thoughts about all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like every parent, like, they want to do better than the generation before them. I feel like that's kind of, I feel like we can all generally agree on that. And then even last week, like, she and I, we were watching Steven Universe, and these two female gems, because all the gems are female, they had a wedding and were getting married. And she's like, wait, but who's the boy? And it's like, no, they're both girls, and they're getting married because they love each other. And not making a big deal out of it, but just being like, yeah, like, they're getting married because they love each other. And that's it.
Yep.
And just, like, trying to normalize and destigmatize and all of that. Because, like, I don't know what her friends are talking about when she's on play dates.
Yeah.
Like, those conversations were just, I didn't have those kinds of conversations.
No. Because we're more bullied. Something's changed in this world.
Sure.
That's good.
Yeah. It's kind of like the double-edged sword of the internet. Because, like, I feel like cyberbullying has gotten so much worse than it was. With all these, like, fake accounts and
with the strangers.
And now everybody having smartphones. But at the same time, there's so many more resources, especially for kids who don't have supportive family, or even not necessarily anti whatever, but they just don't necessarily have the language, or they weren't resourced. So I feel like the upcoming generations are so, like, they don't have the wool over their eyes. Like, they don't believe what people just straight up tell them.
Right. Yep. That's for sure.
Which is a good thing. Like, I feel like that's so good. And I kind of feel like our generation has, like, realized that as we came into our 20s of, like, oh, wait, capitalism is, like, bullshit, and it actually destroys us. Also, revisionist history and, like, what's a textbook? Like, what is this shit?
What is a textbook?
And now that we're raising our babies, like, all of these systems are not for us and for the people, and they're not accurate. They're not right. Anyway, that's my social soapbox for the day.
Let's change history. Books.
Yes. I feel like I've taken so many American history courses and had specific classes on specific areas of history or in, like, subsections, and I feel like I have learned more in the last, like, 4 years than I did in my whole academic journey, because it was all so white centric and driven by this idea of American exceptionalism and, like, can do no wrong. And it's like, actually, no, like, this country is founded on genocide.
Yeah, it's sad to say.
Yeah. Anyway, come here for the laughs, stay for the good vibes.
That's our motto. What's our word? Funna.
Is that like FUNNEH?
No, that's a YouTuber that Kahleigh really
then no.
watch.
No, we're not gonna.
No, she has blue hair and she's Canadian. Thank you, Canada. Less than 1%.
Oh, Canada. If you haven't heard about Anchor, this is seriously the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First of all, it's free. And when you're starting off doing a new project, you don't really have a lot of funds to start it off with necessarily. So free is always my favorite. Secondly, there's a ton of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And you can pick it up from one device to another. Having it all being browser-based makes it super user-friendly. Anchor, they also distribute your podcast for you. So that way people can find your podcast pretty much on any platform that supports podcasts. So Spotify, Apple, Google, and a lot more than that. And so it's really everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So I highly recommend it. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I wrote down actually like a lot of things that I wanted to bring up next time I talk to you. I've been doing this for a few weeks.
It's been way too long. I've missed you.
I know. I feel like I haven't done anything except for play video games. Like literally, that's all I've been doing. And I've gone out a couple times. It's been nice.
Yeah, you did. You posted like a super cute pic.
I know. I like was like freaking out after I posted it, and it got so many likes.
Good. And I was like, I don't know if it's appropriate if I just like word vomit compliments all over all of her social medias, because I was like, I'm gonna like this on Instagram, I'm gonna like it on Facebook. Like, I'm gonna put all the fire emojis.
I got so many fire emojis, and I'm like, you guys, stop. I don't know. I don't like, it takes a lot for me to like post a selfie, and then like I posted 2 pictures in a row, and they're pretty scandalous for me.
You look so good. Also, gosh. Like you got like some side boob going on there,
that
and some like back action. Oh, yes, you look so good.
No,
and it probably subliminally inspired me to post pictures of myself, because I don't like posting pictures of myself either on social media. I did. I posted bikini pictures on my Instagram.
Oh, on your story?
No, on my like grid.
Wait, I didn't see it then.
Well, you can go look now.
I know. I'm gonna describe it for our audience.
Oh man, I went to Winger Chic with Debbie.
Winger
and it
Chic?
Was yeah, it's a beautiful beach.
Oh here, girl, look at you. That sun is shining. Oh, that's such a beautiful beach too.
It was gorgeous.
Was that this bikini that you're wearing? Did you always have the black bottoms, or did you have yellow bottoms?
I only bought black bottoms for that one. So this is one of the new swimsuits that I bought. So I bought 2 tops and 3 bottoms from Aerie about a month ago. It's funny, those are actually like my hunching lines.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but they look like abs.
They look like abs.
Some people Photoshop those on, and you just need to sit down for like 20 minutes. So
no, that's my slouch. My slouch lines look really great. I think Maria commented, she's like, those abs, and I was like, wait, let me like zoom in.
I know.
Meanwhile, I got a massage on Saturday because I had a gift card, and the massage therapist was like, so you have a core, right? Like you should probably use it sometimes.
Who needs it?
I'm like getting complimented on my abs. I'm like, if you only knew. It's all lies.
The rude masseuse. She called me out.
Oh, she's awesome. I love her. We're on that level where she can call me out for my shit.
How often do you go to the masseuse?
So when I was in a car accident a couple years ago, and I was going weekly to her.
Wow.
So she really got to know way more than probably anybody ever wants to know about me. And she also like would talk through the whole sessions. She's really awesome. I can give you her info later if you want.
I've never gotten a massage before.
She's amazing, and she comes from a very holistic approach. Like her undergrad was in psychology, so she's coming to massage from like a very holistic mental health perspective. And so part of like the first 5 minutes of the appointment was me talking about nothing about like the soreness of like, hey, I feel like super tight in my neck. It was like, hey, like I'm feeling these ways, and I'm having these like digestive issues. I'm getting like these kinds of headaches. And she was like, okay, so like this is what we're going to do today to try to address these things. And it was like, this is nice.
What? I need a massage. Where is she?
She's in Beverly.
Oh, that's closer to me. Okay. I'm going. Yeah. Send me her info, because I really was thinking about getting a massage. I've been very sore and tight.
She's amazing. And I don't know if you have an HSA or an FSA, but she takes those. And my car insurance, when I was in the car accident, like covered the sessions, which was really nice, because she has all the certifications. That's part of why I went to her rather than going to like Massage Envy.
Yeah.
Because not to diss those places, but those feel more of like a spa experience, which is like totally good and valid. But like I got problems.
Yeah, you need like a therapeutic massage.
Yeah, I'm a little crying right now because it hurts a bit, but like I will probably feel better in a couple days.
Oh gosh, I really want one. The only time I've ever attempted to get a massage, I got sick because I was drunk. Yeah, I guess you're not supposed to get massages when you're drinking. My masseuse was also drunk.
Were they an actual masseuse or just like...
It was my friend who was a masseuse, but she had the table.
Okay.
My life's been a ride.
Yep. I love it. I don't know how we're friends, how we became friends, but I love it.
I love it so much. We're opposites.
We really are.
Very.
Except we're like two white ladies with children.
Yes.
That's
we
like our only overlap. That's it.
One podcast to rule them all.
Debbie's been rewatching all the extended editions of Lord of the Rings.
Me too, with Kahleigh.
I need to watch them, but they're so long. And
I'm watching the extended ones because of you.
Really?
Yeah, you told me to. You said I honestly didn't even know they existed, and HBO Max has all of them. So I'm watching them with her. And let me tell you, yeah, they are fucking long. So we're watching the first one. I'm telling her what's happening, like very briefly. Like I'll just say like, oh, she did that because of this. Like, so with Kahleigh, we're watching Lord of the Rings. I'm kind of explaining everything as we go. So we went through about 2 hours of the first movie. And as you know, the extended editions are like 4 hours long.
They're so long. And yet they still cut so much content out of the books. Anyway, I digress.
Yes. So I know. I started reading the books and I couldn't do it. But that's another
They're pretty dry.
They're pretty dry. Yes. But anyway, so we're watching it. So we stopped because she was tired. You know, we watched late at night after all the other kids are asleep. But where we ended was when they go to the dwarf place and they find all the dwarfs have been killed. Yeah. So
that's where it starts to like pick up.
Yes, exactly. So the next couple nights, I'm like so excited to watch it again. And she goes, yeah, we need to start over because I don't remember anything. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like 2 hours.
You're like, so short-term memory is a thing. And when we sleep, it becomes long-term memory. So do you do the sleep?
Not as much as maybe you do.
Yeah, I sleep all the time.
Well, I need to, unless I'm going to take Amy Farrah Fowler's pills.
But I still have these bags, which my daughter regularly points out to me. I'm like, I'm pale. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's like, oh, Mom, you have bags.
That's okay, because mine points out my stomach. And she's like, why does it look like that? I'm like, because of you.
I also point out Genevieve's bags under her eyes because she's terrible at going to bed for me. She's like, she fights me. And I'm like, I can see the bags under your eyes.
Yep.
Your body is tired. You need to just sit down for like a hot sec and then you'll realize that you're tired.
Yep.
And then she'll be like, oh, Mom, you have bags.
You have bags. You should sleep. Let's take a nap. That's goals.
Yeah, I definitely took a nap and she kept trying to play the ukulele. I am not a nice person when I try and nap.
Like when you don't get to nap?
I have realized that my alter ego of napping Emily is like
a dinosaur.
So in general, when I make a mistake, I try to apologize to Genevieve because I want to demonstrate that I am not perfect and adults don't know everything. And I don't know. I have to apologize pretty much after every time I take a nap.
Oh no.
Because I'll as soon as I kind of fall asleep and she'll wake me up or ask a question, I get on a rage.
No.
I fell asleep around 4:00 today and she's asking me a question and I'm ignoring it because I'm trying to nap.
Yeah.
Of course I don't tell her this and I'm just on the couch and she's on the floor. And then she turns around and she's like, Mom, wake up! And I'm like,
Of
I'm
course.
asleep, go away. Then she starts playing her ukulele, and I'm like, you need to play that further away from me right now. She walks like 3 feet. She starts playing it further.
Further.
Like, go to
I like
another
that.
room. This room isn't far enough. Keep going.
Oh my God.
And then I like actually woke up and I was like, sorry.
Yeah.
I
mean,
want
she
to
understands,
support
I'm
your
sure.
music career.
As a Hawaiian musician.
She was a pink ukulele with a dolphin
Oh,
on it.
that's so cute.
So cute.
I have a
love it.
piano that I got at the beginning of the pandemic when I was going to learn how to play piano.
How's that going?
I know that one song that I've always known.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
No, doe, a deer, a female deer. And then I
Okay.
can go all the way up.
Nice.
Yes. And I'm sure that if I just kept playing and, tried, then I would learn.
Yeah.
But my fingers cramp up. I have issues.
There's finger exercises you can do.
I know, right? So many things exist that could help my problems.
And if you're going to try to learn, I highly recommend learning music theory because it will help you a lot. So learning
Music theory?
Yeah, so like reading sheet music, particularly for the piano. So I learned guitar after playing piano, and guitar I learned reading tablature and chord charts, which is like a very different way of learning. But I was reading regular sheet music for piano and cello for so long, and the cello switching from the cello to the guitar was like very challenging for me. It was like,
really?
Yeah. Well, because the cello's on the bass clef, and the piano is both the bass and treble clef, and then guitar treble clef. If you're reading with regular sheet, I don't know, it was like a whole thing. Anyway.
That's all music.
Yeah.
But yeah, send me some.
And then I would sing with the treble clef. Anyway, I'm sounding.
I'll just stick to singing, which is like the natural instrument that I don't have to learn.
Yeah, so it can actually be super helpful if you have a good ear and you're able to kind of like plunk notes out based on like your memory, and especially if you've been singing that way. I feel like it's a pretty natural transition to then reading sheet music with the piano. I feel like the piano is the easiest on board for music theory. Yeah. Especially like C chord, you don't have to worry about sharps or flats if you just say in C major. Anyway, I'm not a music teacher.
That's okay. I took music for several years. Just chorus singing and touching bells.
Mansplain sheet music to
with
you.
Gloves.
You did bells?
Yeah, bells with gloves. Did you do those?
I always loved those.
It was like the funnest part of chorus, but it wasn't like my favorite thing in the world. They're very loud.
Yeah.
We did triangles too.
Handbells, man.
Yeah, but the bells, I never understood why you needed to wear the fancy gloves.
Probably for muting, and then also because of
grossness of people's hands.
Well, that
pre-COVID.
Yeah, I did so much music growing up. I played piano, flute, cello, and then we played an orchestra. I only did flute for like a year or two.
We never stuck to anything in my house. I did karate once.
Then I did musical theater in high school. That's how I like kept in with it. Oh, and then I played guitar. And then did voice lessons.
Voice lessons. I would like those.
It's fun.
Just to control your pitch and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it is breath control.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, like I did so many. I remember this one where you have to like stick your hand out all the way and then have your finger like a candle and do piff, puff, poof. And you have to be able to feel your breath on your finger because you have to enunciate and say different sounds. Basically, you use your mouth differently to sing than when you speak.
Yeah.
So it's training your tongue and your lips and all of your mouth muscles to work differently. What I really miss about church, I was really involved with music stuff, and it was very regular and it was intergenerational. And it was just really fun. And now that I'm not really involved in that context, like, I don't really do music anymore.
Yeah.
And I was doing it all the time. But I don't know, like, I don't know how to, like, what to do now as an adult.
Well, you have access to a ukulele, so you could start there.
That's true. I did introduce Genevieve to Taylor Swift recently. I was playing Love Story on the ukulele.
Oh, I love Love Story. That's a goodie. I wanted to ask you, because I watched it myself recently, but it was an old, I believe, straight-to-TV movie that came out in 3 parts. Merlin. Did you please watch it?
Oh, I watched the show.
No. Okay, so
I didn't watch that.
So this movie, you know what's Bellatrix's name from Harry Potter?
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes. Okay, so Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
She's in it. It's
who's she play?
She plays, I'm going to tell you in a second. I'm so sorry. Good thing we can cut out this stuff. She plays Morgan Le Fay. So she's just a girl who kind of gets mixed up with the bad guys in Promise for, like, beauty and stuff. But the main guy who plays Merlin is Sam Neill. They also have Queen Mab, who is played by...
I would probably love this.
You really would. Because basically it's just the story of, like, King Arthur and Merlin and how Merlin came to be, and Queen Mab wanting to keep, like, the old ways. But the movie itself, like, especially for its time, because it was either late 90s or early thousands, it is so good for, like, an older movie. Like, I think it's just, like, good acting. What are you drinking right now?
Just making myself another.
Oh my gosh, that looks like that's like a diesel bottle.
This is a handle of vodka. It's more cost effective.
But that's good. But I want you to watch it.
Yeah, where can I watch it?
On Amazon Prime Video.
Okay. I have that.
I'm sorry, it has ads.
That's okay.
It's just lame that it does. But yeah,
it's 3 parts.
So good. So good. You're gonna love it. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna love Frick. I forget his name, Flick or Frick. Because whatever her name is, Helena, she has like a you'll see. You'll see.
Okay. I've been watching a lot of HBO content lately because I have access to an account.
Yeah, good. Low.
Yeah, so I finally caught up on the newer Adventure Time episodes that have come out over the last couple of years. They did like hour-long ones, which is super different from their normal episodes because they're normally like 11 minutes. And I've been watching this show called Infinity Train. Are you familiar with that?
Nope.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's animated.
Okay.
And the point of the train is personal growth.
Good.
And you basically go on the train if you have some kind of like emotional or mental block. And then each train car is themed and you basically can learn lessons in the cars.
Interesting.
I'm not explaining this well at all.
It sounds like a kids show. Like a kids learning show. It's kind of a kids
show, but not really, because it's like I tried to watch it with Genevieve and she got really scared by it because it gets pretty intense. So everybody has a number on their hand, and the more messed up you are, the higher the number goes. And as you like deal with your crap and grow as a human, I won't even say human. If you grow as an individual, your number goes down. And once it gets to 0, then the portal back to where you came from opens back up.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
I feel like you would enjoy it, or at least watch it and then tell me what you think about it.
All right, well, if you watch Merlin, I'll watch it.
I will definitely watch Merlin.
Merlin, it's just so good. And like, I think it's not even, I don't know. I'm such a sucker for nostalgia, as like, but like, I watched it so many times as a kid. My cousin John and I would watch it all the time. And like, so rewatching it again recently after I learned it was on Amazon Prime, I was like, oh my God, this movie's just so good. Like, it's just so freaking good. But I think you'll agree because you like that kind of genre. Like
I do. I do like that genre. Speaking of nostalgia, have you seen the movie It Takes Two?
No.
Okay. So you need to watch it. It's Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and Kirstie Alley in it.
Yes,
the camp one.
Yes. Okay, I have.
So back in the day, our grandparents, they had a house in Vermont, and we would go there like every summer, a lot of Christmases. And there wasn't like cable or TV reception at all. They just had these like videos from when they would record movies from when they were on TV.
Mm.
And there was one that we would watch over and over again. That was, first it was an animal documentary, then it was It Takes Two, and then it was this like Christmas pageant thing.
That's cute.
But we would watch It Takes Two so many times over and over and over again. And Debbie and I watched it with Genevieve pre-pandemic, and she had like the perfect reactions to everything. It's just like, it's so cool to have those moments with your kids around like similar ages of when you experience something.
Yeah.
And then like Debbie and I are like, this is our childhood on the TV screen. It's so beautiful.
That's funny. That's how I feel about the movie Hook. Like whenever I get the kids to watch it with me, it's like such a good feeling, like seeing them. Kahleigh, she is such a little me. Like we went to the comic book store the other day, and she was like, oh, look, Mom, they have a Gandalf figure here. And I was like, proud mom moment. Oh my gosh. Like, she's just like,
I feel that.
She's totally into like all those types of things that I'm into. And I can't wait to like, I just am watching Lord of the Rings now because I feel like she's at that age where it's appropriate. Like, I can't wait until like the next, like, this is so lame, but like, I can't wait till she's old enough to start watching like the Twilight series because like, I liked it. I liked it at its time. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't let her watch it now. It's got too much like grown-up content.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I can't wait to be able to experience that whole series again with my child. Like,
yeah. Or like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yes. Oh gosh. See, like we're just getting into like the Avengers and stuff. Like the younger ones aren't into that either. But I'm getting Kahleigh. I'm like, all right, do you want to start with Iron Man or do you want to start with Captain America? Like, we're gonna start wherever you want.
You can either go with how the movies, like the order the movies came out, or chronological. I like that. How you want to
pick a hero, any hero, and we'll start wherever you want. I'm not getting pushy here. Like you're gonna watch with me. I'm gonna let you pick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been so great.
It's our kids are growing.
I know. Oh, speaking of the comic store, so they had you've watched Doctor Who, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
I haven't watched the most recent Doctor.
Me either, but so you know the Dalek. He's like my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Character. They had
Why is that your favorite character?
Because he says exterminate. Like I don't know. I just like the way he talks.
Exterminate.
The way he like yells everything with like an upward inflection. It's like, what are you doing? Like I don't know. But they had like a little remote control one that was like maybe up to like my knees, and that
you get it.
No, I wanted to so bad. It was like $200. Oh. I know. But I was like, this is literally like, if I had $200 right now to just blow on anything I wanted, I would get this
Dalek robot.
Yes. Oh God. I just want to know if it talks. I want to know if it makes the noises.
Are your kids into it?
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Kahleigh has come in and is like, what the heck are you watching? And I'm like, it's a really good show, but like a time traveling like doctor, like I don't know, like But
person.
she'll get into it. She's not so into like the sci-fi stuff. Like she's into like the knights and like, you know, wizards and stuff. But like when it comes to like
I love Kahleigh.
Yeah, Star Trek, she's not a fan. Maybe with the next one.
We'll get her there.
We'll get one
There's
on
probably some like bridge content that we can like bridge her over from. Oh, I have some book series recommendations.
Book recommendations. Let's go.
She should, if you want to like slowly get her over like blending fantasy and sci-fi.
Okay.
The Lunar Chronicles is really good. I don't remember if we've talked about this on an episode before, but basically each book is loosely based on fairy tales like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood.
I would like that.
But like Cinderella's a cyborg.
Okay.
Like, cyborg like servant lady. And like and it's basically like kind of like a post-apocalyptic world. There's a colony on the moon, which it's like the lunar whatever kingdom.
Cool,
and then there's
weird.
like I think you would enjoy it. And it's young adult. It reads very, very easily. There's like 3 or 4 books in that.
I was gonna ask because I was gonna say if it's like bedtime story appropriate, then I'll read it next.
It would be for Kahleigh. I don't know if
I read it both to Emma and Kyle at the same time.
I don't know if Emma would care.
Yeah. To be honest, like, so we read Harry Potter 1. We just finished recently. I do the same thing with that. Like, after I finish reading for the end of the night, I kind of recap everything that happened. And then I recap again what happened last time we read, like, a episode, you know.
Like previously on.
Yeah, basically. Previously, remember what happened, blah, blah, blah. So we just finished Harry Potter. What would that be considered, young adult, you think?
That's like pre-young adult.
Yeah, I was gonna
say
like
a new term for it. Like more like tween.
Yes. Okay, I would say tween. But yeah, so I don't know. Like she was like not super into it, like because it was just a little wordy. Right now we're reading Alice in Wonderland.
So good.
I've never read the book, and actually they never saw the movie until we started reading the book, and then I was like, you want to watch the movie? It kind of like gives you a picture to think of as you read the book. But no,
when you guys finish that, Through the Looking Glass,
it's actually the book that I got. So I went to Barnes and Noble's to get a new bedtime story, and they had all these like really fancy leather booked covers, whatever, for like $10 of all these classic stories. So it's actually Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass in one.
Perfect. Good.
And then the one we got for after this is Peter Pan, because that's
I was just gonna suggest Peter Pan.
That's my personal favorite fairy tale type story.
When I was in 6th grade, I went through a kick and read like all those classics of like Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan. I can't remember other ones, but those are the ones that I think I read like Stuart Little. Like I went through like all those books. That have been like retold and adapted over and over again. And there's just something about reading those original stories, the way that the authors had like originally conceived them.
Yeah. We're not far into Alice in Wonderland, but just reading like the first couple of like chapters and then watching the movie and seeing kind of how quickly they fly through everything and all the dialogue that they skip. I'm like, man, I just kind of find that so vital to the story. And it's crazy that they still made this movie without all of that. Like you get it, the movie works, but like, I just love like deep diving into all of this context like inside of this book.
Yeah, there's some really good adaptations, like more expanded worlds. Well, another one that Kahleigh would probably like, there's a series called The Looking Glass Wars. And I love it. It's so good. It's by Frank Bador. And it's another take on the Alice in Wonderland story. And it's kind of like this alternate universe, but Alice actually goes into our world and like meets the guy, quote unquote, who writes the book Alice in Wonderland. Based on like her sharing her story. So it's kind of I like how that one interacts with
real life.
Yeah. And our experience with the story. There's also been some really good TV adaptations. I remember The Tin Man was a good Wizard of Oz one that had Emily Deschanel in it. That was, oh my gosh, that was so long ago. That was over 10 years ago. We're getting old.
I know, it's crazy. Did you know the new Sailor Moon movie is on Netflix?
Yes, I do. I'm 3/4 of the way through it.
So I don't know. So I have feelings. I started watching it and I stopped pretty quickly because this happened recently when I tried to rewatch Sailor Moon. I kind of thought it was a little too childish. Like I just couldn't get into it. They showed the unicorn. And I was like, this is not for me, which is funny because I actually really liked My Little Ponies. But like something about that unicorn, I was like, this is not my style. But I got a little bit further to the part where Sailor Mars and her crows, they throw the feathers down and they pin down like the tarot card and the flyer. And I was like, okay, excuse me. That kind of made me think that I need to go back and maybe watch the show in Japanese to like get a better understanding or like a better feel for like the actual characters, because all I have are the memories of my childhood and like, oh my God, Sailor Moon's so pretty. Like I want her outfit and her hair. And like, I don't think I appreciated the show for what it was. And so watching it now, I'm like, Pretty Guardian, like that's so lame. But I think I need to watch it and understand more about the powers and stuff like that.
Yeah. What I will recommend to you, so I rewatched like full Sailor Moon and then Sailor Moon R. Watching the full Sailor Moon, I like had to turn some episodes off because they were so sexist.
Yeah.
And like it was very reflective of a lot of like 90s pop culture of like, I need to be on a diet. Like, I just want to get married, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of those like crap filler episodes are not part of Sailor Moon R, but the overall arc is pretty much the same for those two series.
Like cringy.
It's so cringy, and I don't want Genevieve to be exposed to that kind of stuff.
And Sailor Moon is like, the way I remembered her is like such a strong female character, but rewatching it, I was just like, she's not so much like she is, but like she's just like a little very immature girl. Like it's just not. And it was a lot about looks, and I love Darren or whatever his name is now, Maruchan. What's his name? I don't know, but Darren is from the Americanized one we got as kids.
I feel like Sailor Moon is strongest when it's an ensemble. When they focus just on Usagi or even on some of the other Sailor Guardians, it's not as strong. But when you have the whole ensemble cast and that's when you feel like these women are supporting each other and they're working together, and they all have different characteristics and strengths and talents, and together they're able to accomplish these things. And that I feel like is like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want get from the show.
I don't know. I want like a show about like a girl who you look at her and you're just kind of like, she's fucking badass. Like she is a badass bitch. Like, but when you watch Sailor Moon, you're like, well, she kind of fumbles her way through life. Like it's not.
She whines all the fucking time. She's a baby.
Like, you've never watched. Did you watch Naruto? No, okay, because even Sakura, she is kind of like the same thing. She just kind of fumbles through life, and every once in a while she steps up a little bit. It's not really badass. Attack on Titan, did you watch? No, okay, because I forget her name, but Mikasa, she's like a badass girl. You know what I mean? So I feel like I don't know any name. She's like a side character. I don't know any animes where there's like a real strong female lead character. Do you?
I think that's part of why I like Fairy Tail.
Oh, because of who is it? Like what's her name? Urza. Yeah.
Urza, like she became such a central character as the show went on. Yeah. So the show starts out mostly with Lucy and Natsu.
Yes.
And then as the show progresses, Gray and Urza become kind of like the primary secondary characters. And the show's like 10 seasons long, so you really get to know the whole guild, and you get to see a lot of character development, and a lot of the women are incredibly strong in that.
I love that.
And Urza, like you see her backstory pretty early on in the series, actually, of like her as a child, and part of why she's all about armor and strength is because of like the trauma that she went through as a child. But I freaking love Urza. If I ever did, like, Genevieve and I have talked about doing cosplay for Fairy Tale. And she would be Lucy. I would be Urza.
Yeah. That's I actually, you're gonna be happy about this. I kind of started watching Fairy Tale a little bit because Kylie's been obviously wanting me to watch it forever. I am watching it in English because, don't tell anyone, but I'm watching it while I work. And if I have
it's not bad in English. It's not bad in my opinion.
I can't deal with the voices. It's like, I don't know if you've ever watched South Park, but Natsu's voice sounds like
I hate South Park.
I can understand why. I haven't watched it in a long time because of several reasons. But one of the characters in that show, his voice is like a mimicky kind of voice. Really? That's what Natsu sounds like. And I'm like, I'm having a real hard time getting past this. But that's how I feel about a lot of like English animes, and which is why I watch them in Japanese.
What's funny, so the voice actor for Natsu is the same as one of the characters in Legend of Korra.
Oh, who?
Sue's son, who ends up being he's the engineer from the fancy metal city. Something Junior.
Dunno.
He's her oldest son. Basically, he's in the Metal Clan, and he's the oldest son of the matriarch in that, and then ends up being the love interest of a basically dictator of season 4. So, but it's the same voice actor for that.
Oh, well, I don't know. It's just either like the voice actor or the lines in English just are like too corny for me to like deal with. But
how far into it are you?
I don't know, like 10 episodes.
Okay.
But like, that's how every anime is. But like, I love One Piece a lot, and like watching it in English, I'm just like, these attacks sound so lame. Like, it's just like, no, it just doesn't sound right. Like I mean, I guess it just sounds cooler in Japanese, as weird as that sounds. Like, it just helps me get through it better. Like, reading it doesn't sound as bad as like hearing them say it in the English version.
Overall, so I mostly watch animes in English.
Yeah.
Because I multitask too much to read the TV. That's part of what took me so long to get into Black Clover, was Asta's voice. He just screams.
Yeah.
He screams the whole time. And I'm like,
he's very energetic.
You have crack for breakfast? Like, geez.
What's the juice that he has?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Some like weird juice to make him stronger.
Like some like moldy melon or something.
Yes, weird bitter melon.
Understand. I felt like overall though, with Fairy Tale, like Natsu definitely has an arc, and there are times when the character and his voice like calm down like appropriately for the context. I think Natsu's just chaotic. He is like the perfect example of a chaotic good character who just like, if he was in our world, probably would be diagnosed with ADHD because he cannot chill out. Like,
yeah. Wait, Natsu or Asta?
Both. Honestly, both.
True.
Yeah. And like Lucy's arc, I felt like was really good overall. And you get to know a lot more of the guild mates in there. So it doesn't stay as centric on just Lucy and Natsu. And then it's like their dynamics with other characters. So it gets a lot of layers to it, which I like.
Well, she is done with the anime and done with the fourth, like the manga after the anime.
Ooh, I need those. Can I borrow?
Absolutely, because she needs a new one every freaking week because she flies through them and then she does some chore or something to earn a new one. And so she's just like flying through them like no big deal. But she would be very happy to let you borrow them.
That would be great. Y'all should get a library card.
I know, for real.
Get mangas from the library. Seriously, because you can order through the library systems from other libraries.
I'm sure you can. We also kind of have a problem where she wants to, like, she has them in like a displayed way.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like a collector.
She has the keys and everything, as you know, she got for Christmas.
She showed me her keys.
So she has her shit set up. Like, she ain't gonna have no library where she's send it back. Like, she's gonna be like, I'm sorry, I lost the book. I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, before we end this, you're going to find this so weird, but I wanted to list a random bunch of words and just kind of have you give me the first thought that comes to your mind on each of them.
I also want to say that I love how prepared you are, and I strive to be like, I need to be better.
No, my God.
Let's record.
Listen, you are like the we are going to keep making this shit happen type of person. And I'm the like, okay, I'm going to plan fun, random things for the episodes type of person.
Okay, then I will just accept that this is part of our dividing of labors.
Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. No, but I think that you're right, because going into this podcast, the more we go, it's like we're learning what each other is best at and like sticking our guns to it. So I don't know, I have like literal like writings here of like things, like 2 books of pages, like just like trying to name things that I think we could do.
Okay, I love it. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
You want to do it now? Okay, I meant like before we quit. I don't know.
Oh, I was like, let's go. I'm ready.
Well, I only have 5 words for you, and these are just like, I wonder what she would say to like these things, and I wonder if they would be like similar to my things. I don't know. Here's what I'm planning to do is I'll say a word and you just give me the first word that comes to your head. No thinking. You have to just say a word. I know it's like I'm sweating for you. But then I was going to say that I'm going to try to get to the next word after you give me your word, but I think I might have to have a reaction depending on what your word is and asking you if like why the heck that word.
I'll let you lead this. So I'm gonna try to chill out.
I just like wrote down 5 random words that I thought would be fun to ask you how they.
I don't know why I'm being so intense about this, as though like $1 million is on the line. It's not.
I know. I'm sweating too. What the heck? Okay. First word. I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go to the second word because the first one will just make you think that they're all dirty and they're not. All right. Ready? No thinking. You're just going to say them. Tent.
Camping.
Stars.
Starships. Nicki Minaj.
What?
Visually, in my mind, the first thing I thought of was the view of the sky and from my deck, but that's not a word. And then we went to starships and Nicki Minaj.
So the view from your balcony to starships to Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, her song Starships.
I like that song.
I'm meant to fly.
I'm gonna get sued.
Touch the sky. So you have to pee. We can continue.
I do. No, that's fine. I haven't listened to Nicki Minaj in so long because I've been in such a Cardi kick. But anyways, what word did I just give you? Stars.
You gave me stars.
Okay. Beach.
Polly. I don't know why Polly's the first.
No, you're thinking.
No,
you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of visuals. That's the problem. I'm thinking of pictures.
But beach gives you a Polly, like Polly Pocket, or like
I don't know. That was the first thing that had letters
Polygon
in my mind. Well, first it was a beach ball, but it was a picture of a beach ball, not the word beach ball. And then it was a volleyball net, and then it was the word POLY.
Because of volleyball.
I don't know.
Polly. All right, I'm thinking, now you saying it, okay, so me saying beach and you saying Polly, and the weird explanation you just gave made me think of the Polygon, or what the hell was it? It was like a Polygon Pokemon. I forget his name, but
I don't know. I didn't do Pokemon.
He looked like a duck, but he could also take any other shape, and he could look like sand. So that's what I'm going with.
The only duck that I know from the Pokemans is Psyduck.
That's my boy. We just got a pop figure of him. I have issues. All right. Anyways, next word, wet
and wild.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, like nail polishes and
stuff. Yeah. For those that don't know, that's a very affordable cosmetic brand.
Yep. Not the best quality, but you know what? Sometimes it's just about quickness.
Sometimes you just got to get her done.
And the last one, chewy.
Gooey.
See, chewy would have triggered Star Wars for me.
Oh no, I went straight to like
yeah, like chewing.
Yeah.
I like your chewing noise. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I wrote down 4 words.
That's good.
You ready?
I think so. I'm gonna throw up.
You're not gonna if you throw up, we need to have a conversation. Okay. Teapot.
Kettle. It's the same thing, I think.
There's synonyms.
I'm getting nervous.
You really don't need to be nervous. It's just words. They won't hurt you. They don't bite because they're really not even real.
Sticks and stones.
Did you see the TikTok that was like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words like actually really hurt and affect me for years and years and years?
No, but it's relatable.
It's so relatable. Your next word is snowman.
Freckle.
Do you add like acorns to your snowman to make freckles?
So when you said this is my train of thought. So when you said snowman, my brain went to that movie from like so long ago called Jack Frost, where the kid's dad dies and he turns into a snowman. And I was thinking if that man has freckles.
That was very fast.
Oh, you have no idea how fast my freaking head goes from one point to another. That's why some of the things I say just make no sense and are very random.
Maybe this is why I look like I have abs, because I laugh all the time.
Yes. That's what I need to do. It's the laughing diet. TM. I'm going to make an app for it. It's just my comedy app.
An ab app.
I think I could make my comedy app and get more like sales if I call it the laughing diet.
Probably.
People would be like, I'm signing up. Sounds like it works.
Let's go.
Yep.
Your next word is chalkboard.
Diamond. I don't know why these things are just coming into my brain.
My face is not a judgment face. It's funny. It's like, because I was thinking, you heard my words.
Well, I was thinking about when you use chalk, and then I was thinking about the chalk that we have currently is sidewalk chalk, and then sidewalks have speckles in them and like diamonds. So that's my train of thought.
Okay, your last one is lamp.
What's his name? Steve. He came to my brain, but I couldn't remember his name. Steve Carell. Yes.
I love lamp.
Yes, that guy. I wanted like it wasn't even a word that came to my face. It was like his like yes. We need to just post a picture of his face and be like, this is the face we were talking about.
If you haven't ever watched Anchorman, it's probably free somewhere to watch because it's probably pretty old at this point.
Would you like to come to the Pence party?
I don't think I watched Anchorman till like college era.
Well, that's unfortunate. But you know what? It's good that you at least watched it.
Yeah.
It's a treasure. I want to watch Napoleon Dynamite with Kahleigh, but I can't remember if there's anything really inappropriate about it. So
no, it's pretty tame.
So. Yeah.
I watched it with my parents, which means that it's pretty tame.
I think if she can watch Fairy Tale, then she can watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Let's shout out our everything that we have.
What do we have?
We have an Instagram.
Yeah, our Instagram is Key, KEY _ chats, CHATS. My computer has 8 minutes left of battery.
Awesome.
Fun fact. If you look up Key Chats on YouTube, go to anchor/key-chats. I'm pretty sure. And we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or whatever they call themselves. Pretty much most places you can find podcasts. So give us a follow. If you go to our Anchor page, you can leave us a voice message, which we would love.
Yes,
more than the $1.25 that we have made.
Can we play it? Can we play a voice message?
Oh yeah,
awesome. I would love a voice message of somebody asking us a random question or something.
Or another word association, like literally anything. Our bar is so low, it's on the ground. Like, we just want human interaction, basically.
Yes.
Pretty much the basis of our podcast is like friendship.
Yep. That's what we're here for. We want to be friends with all of everybody.
It true. So give us a follow. We've been doing a follow, preferably. A like, a subscribe. And on our Instagram, we're trying to be a little bit more active on there. So definitely give us a follow over there. Check out our stories. Truth. Okay. Au revoir.
Arrivederci.
Bye. Those are kissing sounds. Bye.